Hi everyone, in this video we're looking at Unitary method and the best buy. So by the end of this lesson you should be able to use your Unitary method. So it's like looking at unit pricing to make a decision about best buy. You're going to have to calculate the cost per unit for different items and make the decision, so justifying your decision mathematically. So one of the things that we know is that a ratio is a comparison of quantities of the same kind. A rate is similar to a ratio in that it is a comparison of two different types of quantities. Two different types of things. For example, one of the most common and regular occurring rates that we come across is speed. So speed is kilometers per hour, so distance per time. So that's what that ratio is. In the supermarkets, if you've been shopping, you might have seen on the bottom of a ticket, once you see a price, is something like this. So it's $1.83 per 100 grams. So that is a ratio. It's $1.83. That's one type of quantity, so currency, per 100 grams per weight, so a unit. So that's why we mean by unit pricing. And sometimes though, like this is really lovely because in Australia we've been mandated that our supermarkets do this for us. But before this happened, you would have to make a comparison between different products, assuming that they are of the same quality, and you'd have to do the mathematics yourself. The unit price isn't just per grams or per kilo. It can also be per litre, per milliliters, or per 100 milliliters. It just depends on how it's being projected, or even like per item. So things like toilet paper, napkins, and a kind of items where you have each unit, or like tea bags, it's like per one bag or per piece of paper or per sheet. So the unit isn't just limited to like weight and volume. Okay, so best buy is assuming that the products are the same and that you are selecting the item that has the cheapest unit price compared to others. So that's what we're looking at in this lesson. So for example here, the maths has already been done for us. So we can see you've got three different types of Tim Tams, or chocolate biscuits, chocolate sandwich covered biscuits, or whatever you want to call them. We're going to assume that the quality is the same between the two types of brands, but you can see here that you've got a different pack quantity, 200 grams, 330 grams, and the pack price is actually, so even just looking at the two Tim Tams here, this pack price, even though it's $3.60, $3.65, this one here is cheaper per 100 grams because $1.09 is less than $1.83. So we're actually going to look at the mathematics behind that. And even here, like you can see, even more so, this one's even cheaper again, assuming that the quality of the biscuits is comparable, so they're the same. So let's have a look at this question here. So making sure, the one thing you've got to remember is that when you are comparing two different products, that you are comparing them in the same type of unit. So we can see here that this pack of chips is 175 grams. I don't know if that's big enough on your screen. And this one here is 90 grams. So I'm just going to write that there so you can see that it's definitely, this is 175 grams of chips, and this is 90 grams of chips. So then, assuming that they are the same in quality, determine which pack of chips is the best buy. So I'm just going to leave a little bit there. So I'm going to look at the Smith's chips first. So Smith's, those chips are $1.60 for 175 grams, and the Smith's chips, Samboys, are $1.05 for 90 grams. So we're going to compare these two and make a decision. So the Smith's ones here, I'm going to do, how I'm going to set up is a way that one of our other teachers uses a method called he calls it Halo. So we're going to write this as a ratio. So $1.60 is 175 grams. But this one over here is in 90 grams. Yep. But we want to make them comparable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 100 grams because that's a nice figure to work with. Like, how much is it going to cost me per 100 grams? Now, the thing is, though, I could go to per 1 gram. That's fine. So I'll show maybe that method down here and then multiply back up. But what I can do here is, what can I do multiplication or division wise to get to 100 grams? Now I can actually divide this by 1.75. And what I do to this side of the equation, ratio, I have to do to this side of the ratio to keep it in proportion. So I'm going to divide by 1.75, and that's going to give me 0.91. With this one here, I divide by 0.9. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other side of the ratio, and that's going to give me $1.17. Now I can make a comparison. I can see that this here is 91 cents per 100 grams, and this is $1.17. I'm going to do one extra step to make this mathematically comparable. So I'm going to find the difference. So $1.17 minus 0.91 gives us 0.26 or 26 cents. So I can then write my statement to make a decision mathematically on what is the best buy. So you can see here that I'm actually using that difference to help me mathematically justify my answer. So it's 91 cents per 100 grams for the Smith's chips, which is 26 cents cheaper than the Samboys at $1.17 per 100 grams. So in this example here, we're looking at 3 different sauces, so to determine which brand of tomato sauce is better. What we can do is go by the 100 mils. I'm going to show you another method, which is when you find out how much it is per one of something, so like per mil, and then multiply back up. So that's what I'm going to do with these ones here. So with the Heinz sauce, it's going to remember it's like your cost per something. So when you see the word per, that's what indicates what's being divided. So it's the cost per 200 mils. So I'm going to take my $5.38 and divide it by 200. And that's going to give me my cost per 1 milliliter of tomato sauce. Okay, so that's what we are doing. So that would give us 0.0269. Then what I'm going to do to find per 100, so the cost per 100 mils, is going to take that cost and multiply that by 100 because I have 100 mils. So 0.0269, too many nines, gives us $2.69 per 100 mils of Heinz tomato sauce. So that is the other way that you could do this. So find out how much it is per one, and then divide by, and then multiply by however many mils you're deciding to go by. So you might go by 1,000 mils if you want to go per liter. I'm going to do mountain sauce equals, I've got the right one, sorry. 598 divided by 300, which is going to give us something. I haven't got that off the top of my head. So it's going to give us 0.0199. You multiply 0.0199 by 100, gives us $1.99 per 100. Sorry, my pen is being a bit silly. So this is our cost per 100 milliliters, which gives us that. And then the last one, which is parrot sauce. So I'm going to use the halo method. I have $8.04 for 400 milliliters. To make this comparable, I'm going to use 100 mils again. So I'm going to divide that side by 4 because that'll give me 100. And what I do to one side of the ratio, I'm going to do to the other side. That gives me 100 milliliters. And that gives me then $2.01. So what we can have a look here is that we can make a decision. They're all our cost per 100 mils. But this one here is our cheapest, and by 2 cents. So you would make your statement. Mountain sauce per 100 mils is $1.99 per 100 mils, which is 2 cents cheaper than the next sauce, parrot sauce, at $2.01. $2.01 per 100 mils. So you'd write your final statement there. You then have your questions here that you need to do as well. Oh, too far. Thank you guys. Have a good one. Bye.